Thank you very much. I want to briefly thank the Boston Foundation for giving us this opportunity to do what I humbly submit is very important work. There's a Sudanese proverb that when translated states, we desire to bequest two things to our children, their roots and their wings. We share this same with you today because it sums up the essence of the work we are embarking on with the Brotherhood Initiative collaboration. As a collective of agencies and individuals, the Codman Square NDC, Boston Project Ministries, Dorchester Arts Collaborative, Boston Police Department, Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts, and the Millennium 10 Initiative have come together to strengthen our capacity to engage, inform, intervene on behalf of, and encourage Black and Latino boys 10 to 14 in the Codman Square section of Dorchester. We are clear-eyed in our understanding of the many obstacles these young men will face as they travel from boys to men. They will deal with the normal choices, uncertainty, doubts, and confusions that comes along with adolescence. We also realize boys in our neighborhoods often don't blossom into their fullness of ability as they transition from boys to men. We are equally unified in our understanding that this is not due to any shortcomings or flaws inherent in the boys, but is rather a result of a high-risk and oftentimes hostile environment that they have inherited and are forced to navigate through. Boys in our community are oftentimes vilified or pitied, undervalued and underestimated, written about or written off. As adults, we render them invisible and are negligent in reminding them that they, not us, are the authors of their own story and have the power to shape a future in their own image. But they can't do it alone. No child can do it alone. They need guidance, education, skills development, and support in both word and deed. Our boys need to know there's a community of thoughtful and concerned adults willing to help them on their journey. They need to know there's a community of their peers that they can look to for encouragement and inspiration. The Brotherhood Initiative seeks to facilitate this community of peers and foster an environment of teaching, learning, and growth. Mentoring is key in strengthening where there's weakness and fortifying where there's already a solid foundation. And we are confident that Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts will play a vital role in making this initiative a success. Before speaking of why it made sense for our various organizations to partner in this collaboration, we would like to share a quote from the Third World Press publication, 2006 publication, Covenant with Black America. By working together, we are capable of bringing about positive change and building healthy, strong, vibrant, and inclusive communities. To strengthen the ability of community members to have input on healthy living decisions affecting them, to increase advocacy skill building, and to actively engage the African American community in its well-being. We must strengthen existing community coalitions, develop strategic collaborations, and demand the integration of community concerns and input into policy decision-making processes, end quote. We raise this quote because it speaks to the efforts we have made in identifying organizations that were already doing important work in the community, in particular with youth. Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts have a rich history of 25 years of mentoring youth in and around Boston. They do this, sorry. And that's a long pause. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Well, the Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts have been doing their work for 25 years, mentoring youth in and around Boston. They do this based on the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, collectively known as the Nguzo Saba, and those principles are unity, self-determination, cooperative economics, collective work and responsibility, faith, creativity, and purpose. They have a rich history of success And not only are they in the present mentoring youth, but they're building the next generation of leaders who will engage in the work of mentoring youth and working on positive outcomes. The Codman Square NDC, as well as the Boston Project Ministries. I think at some point I should have clicked, but that's okay. The Codman Square NDC and the Boston Project Ministries have a long-standing youth engagement and leadership development programs that operate year-round. And our service areas overlap each other, and this collaboration provides an opportunity to combine the best of what each of our respective organizations have to offer, while at the same time piloting a new model of engagement. In October 2012, the Dorchester Arts Collaborative established the operating base in Codman Square and immediately began the work of seeking ways to partner and engage the surrounding community. The Brotherhood Initiative offers an opportunity to further that goal. The participation of the Boston Police Department community service officers in B3 creates an opportunity to shift the dynamic of the oftentimes complicated relationship between youth and police in the community. B3 will strengthen our model of having concerned adults work with our youth to support them on their journey. The Millennium 10 Initiative is in the third iteration of a comprehensive community planning process, with the first two taking place in 1989 and again in 2000. In 2010, the NTEM community process identified key priority groups for our neighborhood, 3 of which were youth, jobs, and connectivity. This collaboration seeks to address the intersection of these 3 community priorities. The common thread between many of these partners is the care and commitment and life work of Eric Jean, who passed away in 2010. Eric was a friend and colleague to some of us, and most importantly, a mentor to many youth over many years to the Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts, as well as other youth engagement. We are hoping that this collaboration will honor his legacy and continue the important work of engaging youth. And I have my partner, Keith, come up.
Thank you, Jason. And just by way of introduction, this is Jason Boyd, a youth worker at the Codman Square NDC. My name is Keith Riddle. I'm the Director of Youth and Family Ministries at the Boston Project Ministries. And I just want to, Jason and I, most of our work is on the street level. And so I want to bring it down to a bit more of the street level right now. And I'm going to do that by introducing you to Johnny. Johnny is an 11-year-old boy who lives in the Codman Square neighborhood of Dorchester. And I'm going to take you a little bit through what the Brotherhood Project would look like through his eyes, what he would experience with the Brotherhood Project and all of these partners together. So first, just to say that we might know Johnny because he lives in one of the Codman Square NDC's properties, and we're connected with him in that way. Or he might be involved in a program that's operated by the Boston Project Ministries. Or maybe Johnny's not really connected in any significant way within our community. And the truth is, the Brotherhood Project is going to bring together youth of all of these different types in a supportive peer community. To start, Johnny, along with 24 of his peers, will be involved in weekly mentor meetings that are built around the proven mentor model of the Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts. These meetings will serve as the backbone of the Brotherhood Project and will continue throughout the duration of the project. There, Johnny will learn the 7 principles of Nguzo Saba and how they really apply to his everyday life. These meetings will also connect Johnny with his peers in positive relationships, but more importantly, they're going to connect Johnny with positive, caring adults in his own community, neighbors, business owners, police officers, and even older youth who are committing to invest in Johnny's life and are also being trained in this mentoring model so that the potential for mentorship has potential to go on for years to come. Then as the summer progresses, Johnny will continue to go to the weekly mentor meetings, but these will be enhanced by a full 6-week pre-employment summer program. In a typical week, Johnny will experience a combination of trainings, field trips, and hands-on projects. Johnny will learn new skills that will set the foundation for employment in the future, like punctuality and communication, plus important life skills like conflict resolution, healthy eating, financial literacy. Field trips will take Johnny to places like urban farms that are run by the city of Boston. And Johnny will take part in hands-on projects that will benefit both neighbors in need, such as senior citizens who need help on their yards, to projects that will benefit the community as a whole, working on community gardens, working on public parks or other green spaces. Johnny may pick up a hammer for the first time and build a flower box or a compost bin. He might pick up a paintbrush and paint a mural that beautifies his neighborhood. And these are the types of projects that allow him to give back to his own community. And then the best part for Johnny might be he gets a stipend at the end of the summer for the work he's done. And then finally, with the help of the Dorchester Arts Collaborative, Johnny will participate in a video storytelling process. He and his peers will write and film and produce a video that tells their story, who they are, what they've learned about themselves and their community, and in particular, what they want to communicate to their peers around a message of addressing this culture of violence that they navigate in their lives. By the end of the Brotherhood Project, Johnny and his peers will have completed a video that the Dorchester Arts Collaborative will showcase at a public screening at their studios. So in conclusion, I just want to bring us back to our original Sudanese proverb. We desire to bequest two things to our children: their roots and their wings. We believe that the Brotherhood Project will help Johnny and all of his peers hit their roots to grow much, much deeper. They'll have new skills from which to draw, employment skills, life skills, the ability to resolve conflict between themselves and their peers. They will have established new relationships with caring adults that they see every day in their community, and who have invested and committed to having a long-term investment in their lives. They will have new relationships with each other in a supportive peer community that's really built out of intensive life and work together, and they will have grown in their ability to express themselves, who they are, and really where they're going. Which brings us to their wings. The Brotherhood Project, we really firmly believe the Brotherhood Project is ultimately only a beginning. Tiziana spoke to our undying, how did you put it, our resolve to be here, the Terminator-like resolve. And that's true of all of our partners. We're committed to this neighborhood. We're committed to the youth, these boys in our neighborhood. And ultimately, this is really only a beginning for our youth. Because of this collaboration, they are now more fully connected within their community, with each other, and even with themselves. Because of employment training and connections to local business owners, they'll be more prepared and connected for employment, both in the neighborhood and beyond. And because so many adults who are part of this process will be trained in mentoring, the potential for this mentorship can continue for years to come, either through the Boston Project, through the Codman Square NDC, through Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts, Paul Robeson Institute, or just informally with neighbors and caring adults. Ultimately, our hope is that this collaboration will place these boys on a path to leadership, both with their peers and within our community. And for this, we're really excited to work together as partners. We already have for many years, and I believe we're drawing on a lot of our strengths to really propel us to something new and exciting. So we're very thankful for the Boston Foundation, and we're very grateful for your support this evening. Thank you.